Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the English News of Bình Phước Radio, television station and newspaper. I'm the one presenting you the top stories today. Bình Phước durian fetching good prices. Đăng district organizes 8 sport congress. Thành holds anti-drug parade. Legislative leaders pay official visit to UK. Cashew industry faces huge challenges. Bình Phước set aside a rather large area for growing durian, and the quality of the local fruit is not at all inferior to elsewhere in the country. This year, although the price of durian is down slightly, the fruit is still a high-income crop in the province.
According to the Bình Phước Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, the province currently has about 3,000 hectares of durian, two-thirds of which have borne fruit. The price of V6 durian this year increased to more than 60,000 Vietnam dong per kilo at the beginning of the crop and now stands at 45,000 Vietnam dong per kilo. According to farmers, each hectare of durian from the 8th year onwards gives a yield ranging from 15 to 20 tons if they are cared for with the right technical processes. With the average sales price of 50,000 Vietnam dong per kilo in the last few crops, each hectare brings in billions of Vietnam dong a year. Durian will be an advantageous crop for Bình Phước in the future. Its biggest market remains China, which every year outlays $2.3 billion on importing the fruit. However, due to the country's pandemic situation and the imposition of stricter import standards, durian is mostly being consumed in the domestic market this year. Despite difficulties in terms of markets, durian still gives Bình Phước farmers high earnings.
Đăng district has held the opening ceremony of the 8th Gymnastic and Sport Congress 2021.
The Congress has attracted the participation of 17 teams with a total of 800 athletes who compete in 10 sports such as football, volleyball, track and field, and badminton. The district sports event is an opportunity for athletes to compete, meet and improve their performance and experience amid a joyful and excited atmosphere with participants from all social classes. It also aims to actively respond to the Everyone Exercising to Follow Uncle Ho's Example campaign. This is also an opportunity for the district to choose athletes to attend the upcoming Provincial Sports Congress.
The Steering Committee for Drug Prevention and Control of Thành District, in coordination with the People's Committee of Communes and Towns in the district, recently held a parade in response to the Action Month for Drug Prevention and the On People Fighting Drugs Day.
Thành is an industrial district with national highways number 13 and 14 passing through. In recent years, its drug-related crime has been rather complex. According to a report from the Thành District People's Committee, in the first half of this year, 16 cases were uncovered, with 22 suspects violating drug laws, and more than 83 kilograms of drugs of all kinds were seized. Legal proceedings have been launched against 15 cases with 21 suspects, while one more case with one suspect is being investigated. Regarding the management of drug addicts, Thành conducted tests on 171 people and found that 77 were using illegal drugs. Documents have been prepared to send 16 people to detox establishments. There are some 169 drug addicts in the district, of which 115 are free in society. Officials, members of youth unions, students and people in communes and towns joined the parade, held along roads in the district administrative center and national highways number 13 and 14 and inside industrial parks to raise awareness about the anti-drug movement.
National Assembly Chairman Vương Đình Huệ arrived at Heathrow Airport in London on June 28 local time, beginning his 3-day official visit to the UK at the invitation of Speaker of the UK House of Lords, John McFall, and Speaker of the House of Commons of the UK, Lindsay Hoyle.
On June 29th local time, Speaker of the House of Commons of the UK, Lindsay held talks with Chairman Vương Đình Huệ. The two leaders held that achievements have been made in the Vietnam-UK strategic partnership. They agreed that trade and investment had developed dynamically thanks to the Vietnam-UK Free Trade Agreement. The two sides said Vietnam and the UK have coordinated effectively in education over the years, but there remain opportunities for further development in the area. Appreciating the UK's role in successfully organizing the United Nations Climate Change Conference COP26, Chairman Huệ affirmed that Vietnam's commitments at the event are very strong political commitments, demonstrating the country's determination to respond to climate change, reduce emissions, and boost the transition to a green economy. Speaker Lindsay appreciated Vietnam's determination at COP26, saying that he would urge the UK and Europe to support Vietnam. Chairman Huệ affirmed that Vietnam always supports and acts as a bridge for the UK to expand cooperation with ASEAN. He said he hopes that the legislative bodies of the two countries would continue to promote their roles in realizing sustainable development goals. Right after his arrival, the Vietnamese top legislator had a meeting with officials and staff from the Vietnamese embassy and representatives of the Vietnamese community in the UK. He stressed that Vietnamese associations and organizations in the UK continue to play an important role in building an increasingly stable and developing community, becoming a solid bridge for the Vietnam-UK strategic partnership. The legislator expressed his hope that the network of Vietnamese experts and intellectuals in the UK will continue to closely connect with the homeland, contributing valuable knowledge and human resources to the country.
Vietnam reached more than $14 billion in foreign direct investment in the first 6 months of 2022, the Ministry of Planning and Investment has announced.
Foreign investors poured funds into 18 industries out of a total of 21 national economic sectors, of which the processing and manufacturing industry continued to lead with a total investment of nearly $8.84 billion. The real estate sector ranked second with total investment capital of $3.15 billion. Regarding investment partners, 84 countries and territories invested in Vietnam, among which Singapore led with a total investment capital of more than $4.1 billion. The Republic of Korea ranked second with over $2.66 billion. By investment location, Bình Dương led the way with a total registered investment capital of more than $2.53 billion, up over 98% year-on-year. According to the Foreign Investment Agency at the Ministry, investment capital of FDI projects in the first 6 months increased by 8.9% compared to the same time last year. That shows enterprises are constantly recovering, maintaining, and expanding production and business activities.
Vietnam posted $27.88 billion worth of agroforestry fishery exports in the first half of this year, an annual increase of 13.9%.
According to the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, of the total value, the groups of key farm produce and forestry products make the biggest contributions with $11.4 billion and $9.1 billion respectively. Fishery products shipped overseas during the period, meanwhile, ranked in $5.8 billion, up more than 40% annually. There were 9 types of goods recorded in export revenue exceeding $1 billion in the period, namely coffee, rubber, cashew, and vegetable and fruit, among others. The ministry said the U.S. and China were the biggest importers of Vietnamese agroforestry fishery products. They were followed by Japan and the Republic of Korea. The encouraging outcome was spurred by the implementation of mechanisms and policies for trade promotion, negotiations for reopening, and market development, among other factors.
Vietnam exported over 206,000 tons of cashew nuts worth $1.19 billion in the first 5 months of 2022, down 7.81% in volume and 6.81% in value, the Vietnam Cashew Association reported.
According to the Vietnam Cashew Association, the cashew industry is facing many difficulties due to an unfavorable world market. Exports for the whole year are likely to be lower than in 2021. The association said the Russia-Ukraine conflict and global inflation are affecting Vietnam's exports of cashew nuts. Last year, Russia was the 11th largest importer of Vietnamese cashew nuts, with an export value of nearly $62 million. Since the Russia-Ukraine conflict occurred, exports to Russia have faced payment difficulties. Increasing inflation in many countries, along with the zero COVID-19 policy of China, one of Vietnam's major export markets, have also adversely affected the export of cashew nuts and other agricultural products from Vietnam. Vietnam is set to earn $3.8 billion from exporting cashew nuts in 2022, $200 million higher than last year.
A music program honoring famed songwriter Công Sơn was held recently as part of the ongoing Huế Festival in the central province of Thừa Thiên Huế. It was warmly welcomed by the local people and domestic and foreign visitors.
Themed Huế, Saigon, Hanoi, the music night drew the participation of renowned artists and singers such as Cẩm Vân, Đức Tuấn, Hà Lê, Tấn Sơn, and stars of the film Chú and Trịnh, which recently hit cinemas nationwide. Công Sơn is the author of many famous songs such as Huế, Saigon, Hanoi, Diễm Xưa, Diễm My Cherished Memory, and Huyền Thoại Mẹ, Legend of the Mother. Besides well-known singers who have successfully performed the songs, this time, the music night also saw the participation of young singers who brought fresh life into the great man's music.
That's all for today. Thank you for your watching. Goodbye and see you next time.